many golf clubs do you reckon we've got, like in the area, not just in the town? I mean, like in like the vicinity, the Cheshire Staffordshire border. There's like 6 or 7.
Well, you've got two in Leek.
Yeah, there's 2 in Leek. There's the Asprey one, the Congleton one. You've got that other one, the Burslem one.
Yeah.
Then you got obviously like Tiddy, Max. That's like brings you up to 7. So there is a lot of golf like clubs. You like golf, don't you? I don't. I hate it. I think it's the most boring sport ever.
It's not when you play it. You're playing against yourself all the time.
Yeah, so it's against yourself really. But I just find it boring. But I've inadvertently learned all the brands, the clothing brands, inadvertently, because we get a lot of things donated. Every now and then, I do deep dives into products, companies, industries, trying to make it a regular thing. Now, I've actually filmed this once already, and I hated how it looked, so I've deleted it and I've started again because I'm a masochist. This video is all about golf, specifically golf clothing brands. The truth is, I actually really don't like golf. I can't stand it. I think it's boring. Because of where I live, all of the charity shops and all of the thrift stores or whatever you want to call them, I see golf stuff everywhere. Like everywhere. It's constant. Okay, case in point, I went to the charity shops this week and all I picked up, I didn't pick up a lot of the golf stuff, but yeah, there's just like Glamour, ProQuip, Greg Norman. Yeah, so there's so many brands, and I've started seeing like weird brands coming through as well. That's another Glamour polo. Cypress Point has been quite popular, seeing that out and about. Woodworm, these are all kind of low quality brands that are trying to jump on the bandwagon. I actually bought this Kangol because it's a St Andrews, and St Andrews is like the big one. It's not just polos though, we've got some cleats there, Nike Golf and apparel, and of course clubs, because you can make a lot of money off the clubs if you know what you're doing and based on the quality and the brand. But yeah, it's not so because I'm a reseller and my location is literally smack bang in the middle of loads of golf courses, I have inadvertently absorbed lots of information about golf clothing brands. So it's kind of annoying, but then it's kind of good because a lot of them do quite well. And I just wanted to go into the actual industry for 1 second. Golf is $100 billion industry. In the UK, the direct valuation is probably around 5 billion. And for a long time, it was kind of seen as an old man's kind of sport. And it kind of changed in the 90s with Tiger Woods, but I blame COVID for its recent successes, because more people are taking up golf because the influx in COVID, it was one of the only sports you could do because it was outdoors and it was you could separate quite easily. One of the biggest demographic increases are millennials and women. So, but we're not just talking about that, we're talking about the clothing, because clothing is one of the things that I kind of come across all the time. Okay, so one of the major news in the golf community is that Tiger Woods this January actually split from Nike Golf. He was their face. He was the golf player, I think, of like the 20th century, in my personal opinion. He reinvigorated the sport in the 90s. And, you know, for a long time, I think it was 26 years, he was their representative. He was their guy. And now he's kind of split for them. I think his last deal ended up being something like, was it 200 million for like 10 years or something like that? And yeah, I think altogether, it just a lot of people have speculated that Nike, it's not as profitable as, say, like in basketball, their Jordan line, which is like a lifelong deal as well. So I think that they were expecting it to be like the Jordans, but it didn't kind of come anywhere close. I've actually sold a few Nike Tiger Woods polos. They do quite well, depending on the sizing and the pattern and colour and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, that's like the major like golf news. Secondly, I think 2024, 2025 is going to be a massive year for golf. Obviously, you've got like the yearly kind of like tournaments. You've got the PGA, you've got the Masters, you've got the Ryder Cup, you've got the there's a couple of other tournaments like thrown in. It's like the US Open. But you've also got the Olympics, and don't discount the power of the Olympics this year. It's in France, obviously. but then it's over the summer. So you've got we're in the middle of golf season right now. It's spring, it's going to go into summer, and then when it comes to winter, what happens in winter? Well, it's Christmas. And a lot of people who've picked up the hobby over the spring and summer and have been influenced by it, they're going to want to get extra things for their hobby. So I feel like the 2024 to 2025 season, it's definitely going to be one of the big years for golf, in my opinion, and it is increasing year on year worldwide. But yeah, definitely don't discount it just because it's golf. I'm just going to go into some of the products, the clothing products and brands. Now you might see a couple of brands that aren't there. That's Callaway Golf. I feel like Callaway Golf, I feel like you can just put in Callaway and it'll come up, and it's guaranteed. I mean, it's a company that's worth over 3 billion. It's a Scottish company. One thing I would say to keep an eye out in terms of Callaway Golf is their lamb's wool. They do a lot of like really nice quality wool. Second thing is Mizuno. I know that's a big kind of like, a lot of people mention Mizuno. They do a lot of shoes, but I would definitely look into Mizuno in terms of their not specific to golf, but definitely their like running shoes. I pass it up because I think, oh, that's a cheap brand. It's not, it's actually quite good. I always get amazed by like my research. But anyway, yeah, what you're about to see is my deep dive now into the brand, so enjoy. Okay, this one is Ping, and I'm kind of like, I don't like Ping. I really don't like picking it up. I feel like it's at the lower end. It's like between £5 and £12 at that. I mean, you can get some decent Ping stuff. It's got to be size right, so anything over an XL I think is perfect, and sensor cool. That is one of the keywords that you want to look out for on the tags. Sensor cool. It's a bit like Gavin Green's Ventilate, WPS, the weather protection. So it's just basically a fancy way of saying that it's perfect for all types of weather. That's it. So weird patterns, good sizes, XL plus or large plus, and sensor cool for Ping. Okay, so another one which I would classify as that kind of lower value is Greg Norman. Greg Norman is a golf player, but yeah, his stuff, I see it everywhere, but it's a bit iffy, and to be honest, I don't think you could get probably more than £10 for one. So unless you get it for like, say, pennies, it's probably not worth. Okay, one brand which I really love picking up and seeing out and about is FootJoy. FootJoy, it's in the name, FootJoy. They do a lot of like golf shoes, and that's where they really excel at. But some of their polo shirts and like other apparel, really good. It's really good. It's good quality. It's a well-known brand. They have outrageous designs, but they also have quite nice, simple designs as well, and they have good feels to it. I think it's more of a middling brand, to be honest, like in terms of like pricing. But again, if you can pick it up for under like a couple of pound, you're laughing. And there is certain ones. I think they have done a couple of like tour apparel. Tour apparel is probably like the best ones you can get. But yeah, I'd say probably around £15, as you can see here, 15 to 18. I mean, it depends on like the patterns, I feel. But yeah, it's a good quality, recognisable brand. When it comes to specific bolos within the FootJoy kind of brand, Titleist is more of like a golf club kind of brand, but they did a collaboration with FootJoy, and their polos go for stupid money. Like we're talking like, it depended on size and condition, between £40 and £75. The top end obviously £75, good sizing, large, extra large, double XL, that kind of bracket. But like a lot of them can easily go for like £40 to £50. And they've got like a nice cursive font usually on the side. So Titleist, good brand, and they have it on the collar as well. So yeah, they are. I'm showing it now on the thing. Really good pattern, really good sizing, and the Titleist. Okay, J. Lindberg is probably another favourite of mine that I like to pick up. And to be honest, it's one of those ones where it's like a Scandinavian brand, obviously. The name Lindberg obviously gives it away. But I feel like they are really good quality. And you can feel it really within the texture and everything. And, you know, their RRP, their actual retail price, is a lot higher than most. In terms of like bolo kind of J. Lindberg stuff, there are ones where it's like a J and an L, and it has it on the back. That's really good. Usually they have like a little J&L on the collar. Or in terms of patterns, there's a really good one here. And that is a Tour Tech tee. So yeah, the Tour ones, again, you want to look out for that keyword. Usually they have it on the actual label though, so yeah, so the more outrageous the better. And as you can see here, there's one for £50, and that's got the J and the L on the back, and it looks like it kind of reminds me of Under Armour, I don't know why, but it's basically like it looks like a little, what's it, but that's on the back. They're really good, they're really good. Okay, this is probably one of the brands that I look out for the most, and that's Galvin Green, and I don't know why, I find it so often varying degrees of quality, just saying, and they are quite popular. Like, I can put it up and then the interest spikes quite a lot, and yeah, they are a good quality brand. They're getting more recognizable. It's one of those brands where they do a lot of collaborations with clubs. Like, clubs buy their stuff and puts their insignia on, particularly if it's like a competition, a yearly competition. So like, say the most popular St Andrews, you'll get like Galvin Green, St Andrews. I don't think they have actually had a collaboration, but a lot of smaller clubs throughout the UK, they do have that kind of insignia sponsors, local club tournaments basically. And one of the keywords you want to look out for Galvin Green is the ventilate. So here you've got different colours like the ventilate. It's ventil and then an 8. It just basically means a fancy way of saying, oh, it's a different type of polymer that they've used, or polyester that they've used in the bottom. Although they are Glen Eagles. There's a Glen Eagles top. Glen Eagles is obviously big, Glen Eagles. But yeah, look, ventilate. Yeah, this is where the big money comes in. So this moves out of the 15 to 20 bracket and starts moving into the 25, 30, 35, and then if it's like a special torty, then it'll probably go a bit higher. But yeah, I think if you got like a ventilate one, you could easily, depending on the quality and the size, you could easily put it up for like, say, 30, and then accept anything over like, say, 20. Oscar Jacobson, I think it is a good brand. I do actually quite like Oscar Jacobson. I find it in the weirdest places. I don't know. They do all different types of golf apparel. Like I feel like the zip long sleeve, more winter wear Oscar Jacobson does a lot better than the polo stuff. Don't get me wrong, they do have good polo stuff, but I feel like the Oscar Jacobson definitely, like the winter wear, does a lot better. And you reach in like, it can reach up to like 30, 35. I had an Oscar Jacobson Tour zip thing, and it was kind of half padded. Well, I didn't realise, but that was a Tour one. It says inside the label, and I was like, oh, and that went for like £45. Insane. And I got it for like £4. But yeah, definitely do your research with Oscar Jacobson. They're like a bit more sleeker. They don't go into these extreme colours. You know, you can have like decent colours when it comes to the polo shirts, but with the outerwear, they're a bit more duller. Definitely an autumn kind of wear. Yeah, and they have their version of the ventilate, and what it is, I think it's WPS, the Weather Protective System, or whatever it's called. WPS, they are, I'm highlighting it there. But yeah, WPS, that's the one you want more than anything. It pushes it up to the £20 mark. Sometimes it can get a bit higher depending on the quality and the size, but all in all, you're looking at a decent turnover if you can get it. Or price point is very important with golf stuff, because people don't want to buy it for like, I've checked on some of the bigger websites, and some of the websites are selling them for like £60-70. So people don't want to pay that amount, but if they're paying like £20, you know, it's not that bad. And people try the look, obviously, but I think it does. It can push it between £15 and £25. I think you're lucky enough in terms of polos. Outerwear, more when it comes to us. Okay, trousers wise, I think I just want to throw out Mayer chinos. A lot of the German wear, a lot of people wear Mayer chinos, but right now it's called Royal and Awesome. They've been around for a while, but like, these are really interesting. They have the most outrageous patterns, and they are stupid. Like, do you remember what golf, like the weird kind of golf patterns of like the 80s and 90s and like 70s, like the Harlequin-y kind of like Argyle-y kind of, they take it to another level, and it's insane. I've actually had a couple of Royal and Awesome tops, but I've never had trousers. I'm after trousers because their value holds up quite well. Brand new, you can buy them for about, I think they're like £50 to £60 for like trousers. So you can get between 25 and 35, sometimes up to 40 they hold their value quite well. Because sometimes when you buy something like anything, it decreases the value automatically. It's like a car off a lot, you know, it halves in price. But like when it comes to Royal and Awesome brands, look, these bright Awesome brands, like £42, and yet people are still paying 30, 35. So in terms of like the amount of value that they still have, it's quite good when it comes to pre-owned. I think it's because they're so bizarre. People like them, and people get them for jokes. People get them for Halloween parties. And you could possibly wear something like the shorts. You can possibly wear and they shorts are like in like summer weather, and they do have like really cool patterns. I couldn't pull it off, but I'm sure someone could. But yeah, Royal and Awesome. In terms of like keywords, Argyle is definitely one of them. That is like what it's known for. I feel like Argyle is definitely, it's just the diamonds, kind of like Harlequin-y kind of type. I feel like that is definitely a good keyword. But I want to just throw up M&S, Marks and Spencer's, the department store. They have a lot. I picked one up this week. They've got a lot of Argyle-y kind of styles that aren't aimed at golf. They're aimed at more the older gentlemen, or like, you know, the casual wear. And they have a lot of vests. You can see that I see so many of these. But if you add the keyword Argyle golf to the M&S, you've got a whole other market there. People buy them for golf as well, and you can get some really good money for them. I feel like, was it in the 90s that Burberry and Ralph Lauren did it? Oh, yeah, I've just said here. So Burberry, Ralph, there's a Burberry one for £90, and it's just like an Argyle diamond going down the front, that's it. Ralph Lauren, £75. Yeah, so, there's a J. Lindberg one. That's a Robbie Williams collab. That makes sense. We'll go into collaborations later. But yeah, these knitwear, definitely perfect for autumn and some winter, because they are open. Pringle, I feel like, is another one that is underrepresented. I've got a Pringle at the moment that I'm really excited about. But yeah, Pringle Golf did a lot of in terms of like vintage in like the 80s and 90s. But just look at this, it's stunning. It really is. It's proper like, I feel like these Argyle or Pringle, or, you know, whatever you want to call it, they're very kind of like TV presenter-y, like, you know, on a Sunday morning. You know, that kind of thing. Or like the Alan Titchmarsh kind of clan. Sorry if you do like them. Guy Ritchie, like, you know, the gangstery kind of club. They've kind of commandeered it now, and it's getting very chavvy. But people still like it. Look, the cost, they are. Look at that Pringle. I do love like research and doing like all these other bits, because it does kind of give you like, who came up with these patterns? Who really does, like, who would wear it? Let's be honest. Like, I'm just going to the shop, I'll put my Argyle print on. I feel like these are very specific. Okay, shout out to FootJoy again. Their footwear is insane, and specifically like their classics range, I feel like it's good. Their carbon golf, like the carbon underneath soles and everything. Yeah, Hyperflex carbon golf shoes, they're really good. But I feel like the Premier classics range, I think they're ugly, but like golf shoes aren't meant for fashion, they're meant for practicality. Like Tiger Woods has worn like FootJoy because of an injury, so it's more practical wise. Although you can get like fashion golf shoes, but they've got like the spikes on the bottom, obviously. So yeah, just beware. Oh yeah, just beware. I don't think you can sell the metal spikes on the bottom ones. I think they're a bit iffy about them. The plastic ones you can, I think. Or I think certain golf clubs don't allow you to have the metal ones anymore. There's a rule. There's some sort of rule on it. But yeah, so let's just go into this. Like FootJoy icon, like £90. I mean, the thing is, some people will see FootJoy and think, oh, that's all right, that's good. But if there's certain ones, I've never found a classics or Premier pair, because people buy them and they last forever. And because you're only going to be using them, say like maybe once a week, if you're like, even if you're retired and you're using them like once, possibly twice a week for like an hour or two, they if you find them, they usually are in good condition and they just need a clean. Yeah, they're not bad. They're not like trainers where you can use every single day. But yeah, this classics range, I feel like they look like cartoon shoes or like jazz shoes. But yeah, definitely a big shout out. Also, in terms of like shoes, Adidas have done in the past, but like Nike Golf, I found some Nike Golfs recently at the charity shop. I didn't pick them up, but yeah, I do find like FootJoy is the number one in terms of golf shoes. I think G4 it's starting up there. I think if you go to, there's a great eBay store called like Golf for Cash, I think it's called, something like that. I'll try and find it, I'll put it on the what's it, but they sell a lot of G4, and I think this is up there with FootJoy, but it's not as recognizable. But a lot of people are seeing it as a quality brand. Do you know what I mean? It's like one of those ones that's like, it's been around for a while, but it's vying for a good market, and they've got really nice shoes as well, just in terms of like golf shoes. Bear in mind, I don't like golf, and I'm like, ooh, they're nice. Okay, I want to talk about outerwear now, because I see so much ProQuip. ProQuip used to be a really good, like, in terms of like selling on eBay, like it used to go immediately. And I don't know whether it's because it's like seasonality has an effect, because ProQuip do a lot of outerwear. They do a lot of like over the top trousers, they do a lot of over pullover jackets as well, and you can get good money for them. I think I don't know if they did a Gore-Tex collaboration, I'm not too sure. I haven't seen many ProQuip Gore-Tex stuff. Oh yes, they have done, but it's mainly with like pants and jackets and stuff. I do sell them, but I think you've just got to be careful of your price point when it comes to ProQuip, because I don't know, I think people would rather just have like a Berghaus top while they're playing. But yeah, this is definitely for, what should I call it? This is definitely for like retirees. It's not the most modern of styles or brands. So it's definitely for the older age range, and definitely for the more retired fare, I feel, in my personal opinion. This is kind of a similar kind of situation with Sunderland of Scotland. Certain Sunderland of Scotland does very well. I've found a lot of pullovers, and if you can get it for under £5, then I feel like you're absolutely fine. You'll get your money back, no problem. But I think any more than that is pushing it. And I think they do a lot of polos. They do a lot of other golf wear, but they're outerwear, like particularly pullovers. Because it's like obviously Scotland, they have like more adverse weather. They know what they're talking about, and I think this is, in terms of like quality, I feel like this is like higher for like a better quality in terms of like when you know, you can tell when you handle it in terms of ProQuip. So I think Sunderland of Scotland, it's very hit and miss on the resale market, but I think the quality is a lot better. Okay, in terms of like American brands, I want to talk about Peter Millar, because all the Americans know Peter Millar, and we have it over here as well, but I don't know, I feel like it's not as known. You know, like Tommy Bahama, in terms of like Hawaiian shirts, like that was, everybody knows what a Tommy Bahama shirt is. But over here, it's a bit kind of like, but like it still can sell quite well. And I think like, I don't see a lot of Peter Millar stuff over here. Having said that, I have found one in London and it's already sold. And it's a golf club one. Yeah, so Peter Millar, they do quite well. And I think maybe because of the rarity, like we don't see them that often, that's why the prices are actually quite good over here. I don't know, and they did a collaboration. Scotty Cameron, it's a big collaboration. That's where the money is. I think their outerwear is a lot better. They do their jumpers and zip tops. They do really well. I've only ever had a long sleeve pullover jumper, and that did. I think I put it up for 30, and I just accepted like a 25. But that sold within a week. It's very similar to like the red cobber one, but it was just a pullover. But yeah, definitely look out for collaborations like the Scotty Cameron, the Titlists, like the FootJoy one. They did collaborations with Peter Millar as well. Yeah, I think this is one you'll find in the higher end on-site golf club shops. Does that make sense? So like say Glen Eagles, they have an on-site shop. That's when you'll probably see it. Yeah, in terms of collaborations, Malbon Golf is like kicking it right now. They've done collabs with Nike. It's been spotted, like Justin Bieber's been wearing it. Travis Scott has been wearing it. There's been a lot of younger crowd taking up golf, and they are looking for more fashionable kind of ranges. And so yeah, so TaylorMade, Nike Golf, Spider Golf, Malbon Golf is definitely one to keep out for. More in America at the moment, but you'll see it seep in, I feel, in the UK market. So yeah, the resale market is really good on Malbon. Oh, also Bad Birdie Is it Bad Boy or Bad Boy Birdie? Yeah, that's a good one to look out for as well. So I know it's been very talky, and I know it's been I've been doing a lot of research on this, and I've, like I said, I've had to delete because I hated it what I was doing, and so I've had to kind of do it. This is like, and it's been in the pipeline for a long time, and yeah, it's strange how, like, I know a lot about certain brands of golf, yet I don't like golf. I just feel like it's just not the sport for me. I like tennis, I like watching tennis, but golf is not the sport for me. However, I can understand, like, golf in terms of, like, golfing. Wow, I mean, it's $100 billion industry. We would be stupid. I would be stupid just like, oh, I don't like golf, I don't want to buy it. Do you know what I mean? So, like, because it's plentiful around where I live, it seeps into the charity shops, and I find it all the time. Like, literally every charity shop that I go into, I can pick out one golf brand, and there's golf brands that people didn't even realize, like, who have been with, who didn't realize they were golf brands. I'm like, oh, and I was like, yeah. So yeah, I hope it's helped. I hope you can you've had some sort of takeaway from it. Yeah, these deep dives are fun. I love researching stuff, but yeah. Yes, thanks for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe. More deep dives are coming, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.